Some of you said, yeah, you've been sharing all these study tips, but what exactly was the study routine that helped you get a first class? And that's exactly what I'm going to be sharing in this video. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you my ultimate study routine that helped me boost my CGPA. And if this sounds like something you like to watch, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe right now, and let's get straight into the video.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Nurseafenomi Jessica. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, I'm going to be talking about how I plan my study schedule to help me do everything without procrastination, balance my time, and still come out the top of my class. The first thing I did was a rough organization of my courseworks. When you get into university, they will give you a course outline. So I first of all look at the broad courses that I'm doing in that semester, and I look at their credit units, and I try to prioritize the ones with higher credit units. And I know that, yeah, I need to really go deep on these ones because there's a reason why their credit unit is higher. Prioritize does not mean I will throw the ones with lower credit unit, because those ones can really save your ass if you have a problem in school. I started the organization process even before semester starts, and then if I don't get it before the semester starts, once the semester is starting, that first week is always a very not really serious week. Students are still packing in or whatever. Sometimes even the first 2 weeks you're not really doing much. Use that to organize your study schedule. The next thing I want to do is to create a goal, a very feasible goal, and start early. If you are creating a goal that you're going to read everything you're being taught before the test and exam, there's no reason why you should be starting your reading 1 week to the exam. That is not feasible. That is not achievable. Zero. So if you're creating a goal, your goal should be SMART, meaning that you're going to hit specific goals. So my goal for every course was actually to hit at least 80%, understanding the foundation of each course before I go into an exam or a test. So if they've taught me 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks before a test, I am going to read at least 80% before I can sit down for a test. There are people that will come for exams or tests. Tests, people see it like small things, but it's these small things that really make changes. You come for a test and you literally don't even know the course you're writing. You're just like, which course is this? That can never be me. I would have read at least 80%. So you don't have to read everything word for word, but if you understand the foundation of that course and the concept of that course, then if they give you a question, even if it's not in the past question, your brain is going to be at work and you'll be able to answer that question. So that's basically what helped me. Tip number 2 is to create a study system that works for you. This video highlights the study system that I think works and how to break out of a fixed mindset when you're reading. If you watch the video, I'm sure you will love it. There are over 21,000 people that watched it, and I'm sure they saw value from it. When you're done with this video, just tap on this one, and yeah. I created a study system that works. So basically, my reading was very flexible. It was not a fixed study routine that I set, but I noticed that I was more active in the morning, before 6 a.m. If I wake up by 4, between 4 to 6, my brain is hot. Anything I read sticks in my brain. I also noticed that staying back after class and reading for extra 30 minutes, what they just taught me or anything I want to read, basically my brain is still hot and it's still very, very active. So when they finish the whole classes of the day, I go and eat and I try to stay somewhere and read for just 30 minutes. Just discipline yourself that just 30 minutes, set alarm or whatever, but just make sure that you get something reading, and I promise you, you're going to see change. So that was what worked for me. I started waking up early in the morning, 4 a.m. I would just be there with my lights on. I read. Sometimes I'm like, let me just read about the class I'm going for now. Sometimes I'm like, let me read about this particular course that they've not done tests for over how many weeks. It looks fishy. I just pick things to read about. And sometimes I might not actually be reading. I might wake up that early and I'll be solving past questions online, physically, anything. I was just so intrigued. I loved how my brain was so healthy and really wanted to grab things. And I utilized that time very well. Now, for some people, it might be in the night after class, after you've eaten, after you've slept and you've woken up, your brain is active. But just pick that time of the day that your brain is really active and use it to the fullest. Don't swipe on your phone for too long. Yes. And I made sure that at least in a week, I read for a day or 2. Reading every day is not feasible for everybody. It's not everybody that loves reading, and it's not everybody that, it takes time for them to understand stuff. Some people are more I just watch a video, I'm good. Some people are like, if I just carry my textbook, I'm good. But you that you know that it takes you long, it takes you weeks to understand things, please add more days of reading to your week. Like me, I was really reading like once a week, twice a week. But like I said, I wake up in the mornings, maybe like every other day, not every day, and I read something, and that's just like so refreshing to my brain. So at the end of the week, when I'm like, what did they even teach me this week? Oh, they taught us anatomy, physiology, biochem. The part that they'll teach you will be like a chunk. Read all those things at least a day in the week. Refresh your brain. And sometimes if they've taught us like let me say we are having 6 weeks in the term, or what, 15 weeks in the term. If I read week 1, while I'm reading week 2, I'm going to be reading week 1 and 2. If I'm reading week 3, I'm reading week 1, 2, 3. It's like I'm refreshing my brain and adding something new. Guys, try that method and come back to the comment section. Tell me what you think about it. It is the OG, the best advice I will ever give anybody. Read from your previous side to the part that you are at in class. And when you go to class and your lecturer sits here a sheet of paper, you bring the foolscap out like, sir, I've been waiting for you since what's happening. Like I was even wondering why we've not written tests on this thing. Number 3 will be to use practice questions. Like I said in my previous videos, you can't just be pushing things into your brain without pulling it out of your brain. Practice questions are so essential. You can use practice questions online. You can use practice questions on your university library, in your university library. You can borrow from your seniors. You can get it from anywhere. There's nothing like we don't have past questions. There are past questions everywhere. There's ChatGPT, there's AI. I made sure that I practice a lot. And to be honest, practicing for me was so fun because I was testing my brain. I was like, girl, are you really reading this thing? Are you really understanding this thing? So I would go through a lot of things and I would look at the options and I pick it. And every time I failed a question, it was always like a challenge for me to go back and try again. Another thing was that while I was doing all this, I was also taking my classes very seriously. A lot of people miss this. Why? Why are you not in classes? Why are you missing classes like a week in a row, 2 weeks? What's happening? If you're not sick, then I see no reason why you should not be in class. If you don't have like a very, very urgent thing to do, there, I see no reason why you should not be in class. Classes are where you get vital, accurate information. A lot of times when you miss a class, you come back and then nobody even cares to tell you that, oh, we're writing a test next week. Nobody even cares to tell you that the lecturer said he's going to set from this particular place, or the lecturer gave area of concentration. Go and get accurate information for yourself. Go to classes, listen to the way the lecturer teaches, ask questions. All those things will open your mind and help you to cut down the time that you have to go back and start reading everything by yourself. Also, I took assignments and tests very seriously. Assignment, test, presentation, seminar, bruh. I can literally anybody that wants to put a dent in my CGPA just because we're working in a group on a presentation, I rather take the whole thing up on myself and then maybe we'll share it and we'll just come on that day like if we worked on it together. But please, I don't joke with my marks. Presentation, I must present. I must make sure that the slide looks good. I must make sure that the words inside the slide looks good. Most times I was the one doing the slides in groups and I did not mind because it was my presentation. It was my marks that we're trying to build together. Assignments, I will go all out in assignments. Most times I add pictures, I can draw, I can make sure I just get like accurate information, arrange it very well. Your writing is neat, your writing is legible, your paper is neat. Like there are things that, put yourself in the point of a teacher. If you're a teacher and then you see like people just tearing like one small foolscap to give you assignment, and then you see that person that gives you like an actual big paper, and they are writing something that is relevant. They are saying, oh, definition, you rule it and you give the definition. Come on, it's an assignment. You had a lot of time to do it. Why does it look rough? Why does it look rough? Draw in your assignment if it is necessary. Write in details. Give references. Do you know you have to give references in assignment? Like actually make your assignment so good that you will have at least nothing less than 80%, 90% of your assignment. Once you have 90% of your assignment, your test, and your presentation and all those extracurricular things, then exam is going to be a breeze for you. You don't have to kill yourself during exam. You don't have to have academic anxiety when you're going in for the exam. Another very important point is that I knew when to pause. So I knew when my brain was saying, I don't understand. There's a point when you're reading and you're really understanding what you're reading. And then there's a point that you're just like, what did I just read? And you're trying to go back. Is it that you take a pause, breathe, relax, eat, drink water, do something nice, and come back? Or you just leave it and come for another day? Like, there were times that I would just literally pack my bags with a lot of books and notebooks. I go to class, I open it, and I'm just like, 2 hours and I'm seeing page 1. I close it, I leave that place because my brain does not want it. And even though it's like, oh, push your brain, be disciplined. If you start early, you don't have to be doing all those pressure on your brain. Sometimes you just be like, beg, I'm not reading today. And sometimes you'll be like, okay, please, let me eat, give you food, give you water, rest, and make sure that you're refreshed and we can read together. At the end of everything, I do a review of what I have read. I have talked about this in my last video too. I teach people what I have read. If I'm learning about the teeth, I read about it, I understand it, and I teach someone that is not even in the nursing department to the best of their understanding. I locate those parts that I don't really understand or I'm not really confident explaining. I go back, read it, come back, teach the person again. It's like a cycle and it works perfectly well for me. Also, the past questions, it comes under this review, just like to look at what you've read, look at your plan, look at the study schedule and everything and say, good one. Or you say, let me add this, let me add this. So make sure you always do a review at the end of everything. And make sure that you're not cramming. If you start cramming, it's going to go left for you. Nursing school is bulky. A lot of things that you'll be doing, if you start by cramming, you're going to reach the end of the road and you'll crash. God will not let you crash in Jesus' name. Pray, 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 pray. If nobody has told you you need God in nursing departments, I'm telling you now. Very, very essential. Very, very, very essential. I've had miracles in school just because I was praying. I was not just reading and trying to do everything. If I was doing everything on my own, I would not be here today. Bruh, there was definitely an external power that was working, watching, and guiding me, and also putting favor on me. Okay, the last point I'm going to be saying in this video is that I always aimed for an A. Like, I know there are people that will be like, this course, I didn't just get a C. No, it's A we're getting. It's A we're getting. If you aim for a C and you start doing like work to get a C, that means 1 mark gone. You failed. So no, C can never be the standard. C can, well, you did not see B, yes. But just aim for an A. No matter how impossible the course looks, no matter how hard it looks, no matter how bulky it looks, aim for an A. And when you want to aim for an A, you start with your tests, start with your assignments, get those things perfectly. You have total control over your test and assignments. Most times when they are giving you tests, you've not even gone far in the course. Like, exam is when you've gone far. Most times they'll give you first test, second test. You've not even gone that far. You can literally ace it to the T. You can ace your assignments because they give you days with it at home. Once you've done that, your A is going to be very, very palpable. I hope this video was helpful to nursing students out there or anybody that is literally trying to break out of academic stagnation and just get their academic weapon mode on. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment on what other video you would like to watch concerning academic series. I think I'm already putting it to an end because I've said a lot. I have a lot of videos on academic, increasing your CGPA and just finding yourself in that world. So I don't know if there's still more. I know there's still more to say, but I don't know if you guys are interested in this at all. So yeah, that's basically what helps me. I know it will definitely help somebody out there, and I can't wait to see you win. Bye guys.